And tonight, in tonight's forum in Brisbane, the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, again trumpeted the government's investment in the national broadband network. But the opposition says the NBN's a white elephant and has put up a much cheaper option. So who's best to lead Australia's digital future? To debate their party's broadband policies, we're joined live from Perth by the Minister for Broadband Communications and the Digital Economy, Stephen Conroy, and from Melbourne by the Opposition Minister for the same portfolio, Tony Smith. Thanks for both of you for being there.
Good evening, Tony. Good evening,
Good
Steve.
to be with you, Tony.
Stephen Conroy, we'll start with you. And can you explain for us, first of all, why Australia needs to spend $43 billion, if it ends at that, with a cost per head of population that's vastly higher than what's being spent in governments on broadband in the US, in Europe and in Britain?
Well, Australia has been falling behind our international competitors for the last 12 years. Australians pay some of the most expensive and have some of the slowest broadband in the OECD nations, the developed nations. And small businesses in Australia pay almost the third highest broadband costs in the OECD. All over Australia. As I've travelled, Australians are crying out for a genuine improvement in their broadband. And what Labor is offering is the best possible available technology, the best possible combinations of technology, satellite, wireless and fibre to the home, so that every single Australian can get access to genuine broadband. It's not an argument about can we afford to build the national broadband network, Tony. It's whether or not we can afford not to build it. Our competitors are building fibre networks. We are falling further and further behind.
Just on that question of cost, before I go to Tony Smith, is it true, as your critics argue, that the cost per head of population of this broadband scheme of yours is more than $2,000?
Well, that's a cost that's based on a one-off time. This is an investment in an asset that goes between 30 and 50 years. So when you take that into account, that it's actually a cost for an asset over all of that time period, Tony, you find that cost becomes absolutely minuscule compared to the benefits that all Australians will get by turbocharging competition and by boosting our productivity and unleashing Australian innovation.
All right, let's go to Tony Smith, because you've gone for the much cheaper option. Why is that?
Well, we wanted to deliver something that was